Hi guys. Um, really sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I think that's because I've been so busy with other things. Um, but since tomorrow is New Year's Eve, I really want to do this video. And there will be a part 2 to this video also. And this video is going to be about the best movies of 2013, at least in my opinion. And I made a list of what I think are the best movies of this year. Now, don't get angry if your picks aren't on this list. I mean, sure, you can have your own opinion, that's fine. But personally, this is just what I think were the best movies of 2013. Let's get started. Okay, I have 7 picks. Count 7. 7 picks on this list. Okay. Coming in number 7 is Only God Forgives. Now, Only God Forgives is a art house movie directed by Nicolas Winding Refn. Same director as Drive, and also same star as Drive, Ryan Gosling. Now, I really love Drive. I agree with what most people say about it. It's really kind of blending art house and action together. Well, Only God Forgives is strictly art house. Now, when I say art house, I mean that this is a very unique and meticulously crafted movie, and a lot of that is due to the cinematography and the acting. The cinematography, I think, is the #1 thing that sticks out in the movie. Stupid airbag. The cinematography really sticks out because it is so beautiful. The lighting works, colors look absolutely perfect, and also I think the acting was really solid too. Ryan Gosling, similar in Drive, he doesn't really say much in Only God Forgives at all. He barely talks, and I think that's what makes this movie good. I mean, it's gotten really bad reviews, but I personally like it because I want to be a filmmaker, and I like watching certain directors' films to see what their style of directing is. And Nicolas Winding Refn's style, so far from what I've seen, is very stylistic and pretty nice. And Only God Forgives, I think, is really... It's not better than Drive, but I still really like it. It is really kind of a dreamlike movie. You know, a lot of people have said that the characters in the movie are really metaphors for certain things. Like the Asian cop, Chang, is really a metaphor for God, which Nicolas Winding Refn has admitted to, that the characters in these movies are metaphors for certain things, which I like when movies do that. I like when movies make you think about certain things, and they don't just explain it. So yeah. To be honest, I think I would give Only God Forgives excuse me. I think I would give Only God Forgives a freaking awesome rating. I mean, it's not perfect, but I really enjoy it. Alright, next up we have The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, or Smaug, however you want to say it. Now keep something in mind, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I have been watching the Lord of the Rings movies for as long as I can remember. I think I still have the ticket from when I saw Return of the King. I still have the ticket stub. But when I saw the first Hobbit movie, I liked it. And after buying it on DVD, I kind of realized that it's kind of way too childish and not as epic or dramatic as the Lord of the Rings movies were. But, you know, it's a prequel, so it's supposed to be different. But Desolation of Smaug, I think, was much better than the first one was. Much better. Much more exciting, much more intense, and brought back the feel of the Lord of the Rings movies. And even though I think that the first half of the movie is really kind of slow and boring, but once they make it to Erebor, like the dwarves and Bilbo, they actually make it to the mountain, and Smaug is there. That is where it starts to pick up. And Smaug himself, the dragon, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, is excellent. That CGI the CGI for Smaug is few times that CGI actually fools me, because normally I can tell whether or not things are CGI, but Smaug looked incredibly real, and he was excellent. Benedict Cumberbatch did that voice perfectly. And all the actors are, I think, better than they were in the first one. Thorin, Bilbo, Ian McKellen is still perfect as Gandalf. I can't imagine any other actor playing him. And yeah, so I will give Hobbit Desolation of Smaug a freaking awesome. Alright, next up we have Hunger Games Catching Fire. Now, keep something in mind. I have not read the Hunger Games books. Most kids my age have read the Hunger Games books, but I haven't read the books. I saw the first one in the theater last year, and I said, it's okay. Nothing I really want to buy. I never bought it when it came out on DVD. I didn't. But I think Catching Fire improved tremendously over the first one. Absolutely perfect, I think it was. It's one of those few sequels that actually tops the original, like Empire Strikes Back, for example. I think Empire Strikes Back is the greatest movie sequel ever, hands down. But the reason I think Catching Fire was better than Hunger Games is that I said in my review, it has a much more darker and more serious tone than the first one does, and a lot of things were improved. Like the production design is absolutely brilliant, the costumes, the sets, everything. The cinematography, beautiful. The acting, I think, is a little bit more stronger. And the ending, I think, was perfect. It's a great cliffhanger ending, just like the ending of Empire Strikes Back. So, I will give Hunger Games Catching Fire a freaking epic. I think it's one of the best movies of this year. Great. Next up, we have Monsters University. I've been watching Pixar movies and Monsters, Inc. for as long as I can remember. And Monsters University, I think, worked perfectly as a prequel to Monsters, Inc. A lot of things are explained, like how Mike and Sully meet. Sully's just this lazy jock, and Mike is really the responsible, smart one. And the way they interact is perfect through the scare games. It's excellent. And it's also really funny. I think it's actually much more funny than the first one was. And still kind of has that feel that the first one had. And that's one of the reasons why I really like it. And I just bought it on DVD recently. And after watching it again, I think I really love it. So, I will give Monsters University a freaking epic. I know it's so weird for me to say that about a kids movie, but I really loved it. Alright, next up we have American Hustle. This was absolutely brilliant. American Hustle. It's by the same director as Silver Linings Playbook and The Fighter, David O. Russell, and it stars all the actors that David O. Russell has worked with before. Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and all of them are absolutely brilliant, especially Christian Bale. I mean, after I saw Dark Knight Rises last year, I said, okay, it's official. Christian Bale is done with Batman. What else can he do? And he continues to impress me. His acting is absolutely brilliant and so funny. American Hustle is really funny too, and it's based on a true story, and it's actually great. I mean, I haven't researched the actual event, but it's really funny, and it's one of those movies that actually keeps you guessing as to what the ending is, and the ending I did not expect. That's saying something. That's the market for great filmmaker. What else? Also, Christian Bale, I said his performance is absolutely brilliant. So is the other actors. Bradley Cooper, I think, continues to impress me. I mean, now that he's done with Hangover, he's doing more serious movies. Like, he was great in Place Beyond the Pines. He was great in Silver Linings Playbook, and he's great in this. All these actors are absolutely brilliant. And Jennifer Lawrence is really kind of the crazy one in the movie, and she's excellent too. Even though it's not my favorite movie this year, it's still great. And so I will give American Hustle a freaking awesome rating. which is basically like a 4 out of 5 for me. Alright, next up, number 2. Number 2 is The Place Beyond the Pines. Place Beyond the Pines, I think, was absolutely brilliant. It really was. Place Beyond the Pines is such a very realistic and heartbreaking drama about fathers and sons, and it is acted 100% well. Bradley Cooper is in Place Beyond the Pines, and he is absolutely brilliant. So is Ryan Gosling, Dane DeHaan. Every single actor in that movie delivers a perfect dramatic performance, and the drama in this movie is actually incredibly realistic. It's not Hollywoodized in any way. It feels real. It looks real, thanks to the acting and the writing. Brilliant. The music also as well, excellent. And Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper, those are actors who continue to impress me the more movies they do. And so I would give Place Beyond the Pines a frickin' epic, which is basically like a 5 out of 5. Alright, now, number 1. I think the best movie of 2013 was Star Trek Into Darkness. This movie just took me by complete surprise, because before I saw the first Star Trek movie by J.J. Abrams, I never liked Star Trek. But when I saw the first Star Trek movie in 2009, I loved it. And J.J. Abrams is one of my favorite filmmakers. And now that he's taken up Star Wars, after seeing Star Trek Into Darkness, I'm seriously hopeful that he will make Star Wars good. Star Wars Episode 7, 8, 9 good. Because Star Trek Into Darkness really reminded me of Empire Strikes Back. And that's saying something. I mean, it's action-packed, it's dramatic, it's funny. All those different types of genres combined make it awesome. And also, the character development actually works in this movie, because I think one of the characters in the movie that actually really changes is Kirk. Because in the first movie, he was just some lazy dude who didn't know how to run the Enterprise. But in Into Darkness, he matures more because of the death of Captain Pike. And I think Chris Pine actually gives a much more serious and better performance than he did in the first one. But what really sticks out in this movie is Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan was, I think, the best movie villain this entire year. His voice was incredibly menacing. His acting was spot on, perfect. And even though he doesn't really get that much screen time, he just has such a presence that keeps you on the edge of your seat. His acting is so intense. He really reminded me of Heath Ledger's Joker. That's how much of a great performance he gave. I will walk over your cold corpses to recover my people. Now, shall we begin? Oh my god, Benedict Cumberbatch, his acting was brilliant. And Star Trek Into Darkness, I think, best movie of this year, hands down. It had action, it had drama, it had comedy, it had everything, and it had same tone and feel as the Star Wars movies. And that is why I have high hopes for J.J. Abrams for directing Star Wars. And also, I will give Star Trek Into Darkness a friggin' epic. Okay, that was my video for best movies of 2013. If you disagree with my picks, that's fine. You have your own opinion. I don't really care. This is just my personal thoughts. Yeah. And in a couple minutes I'll make my worst movies of 2013 video. Yeah. Okay, see ya.